Just keep in mind, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Epictetus. Stoicism was a very popular philosophy in ancient Greece and Rome, and with followers from a diverse range of backgrounds from slaves to the aristocracy. There has been a resurgence in popularity in recent years, mainly because it's a philosophy that is practical and very applicable to many of the issues and challenges that we face as modern-day humans. Modern-day life poses many problems, and there is a lot that can be learned and applied to life from the works of the ancient Stoics. The core of the philosophy is that to have a good and meaningful life, you need to overcome your insatiability, and there are many characteristics of Stoicism that go hand in hand with the financial independence movement. This is a Stoic approach to financial independence. The Stoic mindset. Whilst many people who are not familiar with the teachings of the Stoics see them as being ascetics or aiming to rid themselves of all emotions, this isn't accurate at all. The goal of a Stoic life is to be able to take whatever may come in our stride and maintain a reserve of inner peace that cannot be shaken by the inevitable ups and downs that life will present us with. It allows us to develop an understanding of what is within our control and what is not, and in turn focusing on what we can control by taking ownership of our actions and not concerning ourselves with what we cannot directly influence. Practical applications of Stoicism for financial independence. Conquering hedonic adaptation, learning to be happier with less. We live in a consumerist culture, and humans tend to hoard more and more possessions in an endless desire to consume more than they need. There is a common mentality of I have more, so therefore I am more. But the novelty of each purchase quickly fades away, and we move on to the next want, often resulting in overburdening ourselves with material possessions. Consumerism comes with a price. People will often spend majority of their life, often working themselves into an early grave through sacrificing their health and taking on too much stress to accumulate what we could call extensions of their egos to increase their sense of status. But the Stoics realized that this was an endless loop of dissatisfaction, and that we can learn to control our consumption when we realize that it will not lead to lasting happiness. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Reaching for and desiring luxury or expensive possessions opens us up to being controlled by others. If we avoid desiring things that are dependent on others, then we can prevent ourselves from being trapped into a lifelong period of servitude, freeing up time to pursue things more meaningful to us. Or as Seneca puts it, the more pleasures a man captures, the more masters he will have to serve. The happier you can learn to be on less, the more you will be able to increase your savings rate, and as a result, the smaller your investment pot will need to be in order to attain FI. Dichotomy of control. Some things are under our control, and others are not. Our decisions and behaviours are under our control. Everything else is outside of our control. We should concern ourselves with that which is under our control, and handle everything else with equanimity. Many people spend a lot of time deliberating over which stocks or funds to buy, and worrying about what the market will do in the future, but this is out of our control, as we cannot predict the future. What we do know, history being our guide, is that over the long term, the stock market has rewarded the patient long-term investor. You cannot control the market. The market will deliver what the market will deliver. Therefore, we should not concern ourselves with the day-to-day movements of the market, and instead switch the focus to things that we can control, like choosing an appropriate asset allocation, increasing your savings rate, and sticking to an investment plan. In the words of Seneca, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. The shortness of life. Putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes, and denies us the present by promising the future. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control, and abandoning what lies in yours. What are you looking at? To what goal are you straining? The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. When many people learn about FI and the 4% safe withdrawal rule of thumb, they are hooked, and they now have a clear goal in their target FI number. The issue with this is that they can feel trapped into punishing themselves for years until they can finally quit work and live a life of luxury sometime in the future. But as Seneca reminds us, the future may never come. FI gives us options, and with each month of saving and building our financial fortress, it gives us the ability to gain control over our lives and our destiny. We only have a limited amount of time on this earth, and we should accept this and adjust our actions accordingly. As you get closer to FI, you have more options. Maybe you could retrain, switch to a job that's more meaningful, or start a passionate side hustle. There are more ways to FI than just the traditional graft it out until you hit 25 times your annual spending. Even if you quit and try something else for a while, you can always go back and get another day job for a few years. The possibilities are endless, and once you taste that freedom, you will always keep moving forward.